afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Wednesday morning Inner Circle live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's morning is off to a phenomenal start. Let's go ahead and dive in. So as always, let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. So not a ton happened overnight fundamentally. There are a couple things that we do need to take a look at from a fundamental perspective, and then we will dive into the charts. So let's hop over to trading economics. And here we go. So here in trading economics, we got Japan Q1 GDP growth beats forecast. Japan's economy grew by 0.4% quarter over quarter in Q1 of 2023 after showing no growth in Q4, topping market estimates of 0.1%. This was the fastest expansion since Q2 of 2020, with private consumption rising most in the third quarter after tough border controls were fully lifted, while capital expenditure unexpectedly rebounded. All right, so the Japanese economy is growing. Okay, Japanese economy is growing. Moving down, we got Eurozone inflation, Euro area consumer price inflation, a CPI, was confirmed at 7% in April 2023, slightly higher than the previous month's 13-month low of 6.9%. The rate remained significantly above the European Central Bank's target of 2%, indicating that policymakers will likely continue their efforts to curb inflation pressures. All right. So inflation is still high. Energy prices rebounded by 2.4% compared to a decline of 0.9% in March, while the cost of services increased at a faster pace, 5.2%. However, inflation slowed for food, alcohol, and tobacco, as well as non-energy industrial goods. On a monthly basis, consumer prices rose by 0.6%. Marking the third consecutive month of increase. The core index, which excludes volatile items such as food and energy, eased slightly to 5.6%, but remained near the all-time high of 5.7 recorded in March. All right. So in short, inflation is still a problem. Right. Inflation is still a problem. So that we will keep in the back of our minds as we continue to move through the remainder of the month. That was the big one there. So over to the calendar, right? Looking at the data here, right? This is the CPI data, 7%, 5.6%. Had Governor Bailey come to the microphone at 5:50. I'm not sure what was discussed there. Let's see. If there were to be evidence of more persistent pressures, then further tightening in monetary policy would be required. Right? Inflation is much too high, and we need to bring it back to sustainably to 2% target. So, looking at more hikes potentially. But they're also continuing to address risks of didn't mean to go to Twitter. The risk is more persistent, strengthen domestic price and wage setting. So continuing to assess the damage that could cause also, but we'll see how the Bank of England fares there. Today, not a ton happening. We got crude oil inventories coming in at 10:30. Got PPI for New Zealand coming at 6:45, and then 9:30 we got employment and unemployment change for Australia. So not a ton happening today, but we'll continue to watch to see what transpires. That is a wrap from a fundamental perspective. Is there anything that you guys have seen that caught your eye, or any questions that you guys have?
Yeah. So I was doing some reading earlier, and what I lost track at was the bonds. Was there like what would be for the bond rates? What we would look for a news title?
So that's a question we're gonna have to ask Benny. That's a part of the world that I'm not the most well versed in.
Okay.
What I can say is that been listening to some of the news correspondents. They are talking about some of those bonds increasing, but we're going to save that question for when Benny hops on.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Appreciate that. Yeah, so that's where we sit there. Any other questions? No. All right.
No.
Cool deal. Let's hop over to the charts, and we'll take a quick look at the dollar. Because we finally broke out of that range, and we broke out of the range to the upside. Strong bullish move here on the 4. So we'll see what happens. What I did here, right? Because also with that push, we took out the A on the previous down fib, right? These are just those sub fibs running off the high. Okay. So I ran the fib off the bottom of the range, moving to the top. And it does put us in the 80-20 scenario here. So we'll watch this closely. We'll watch this closely to see if we get a push back down into the range, right? At least temporarily, coming back in like this, and then see if we get another push to the upside to complete and confirm that breakout. See if we get something like that. But we broke out of the range. That is key. So we're going to also watch this daily level, because we could just simply get a break and retest and then get that continuation to the upside. All right. So we'll watch that closer to see how the day transpires, and see how things move throughout the day. All right. So that's key for us, though. Right. It was a nice strong break of that level. All right. Nice strong break of that level. So we're going to watch that closely. With that, I want to take a look at a couple setups that we have potentially on deck for us. I posted this one last night in the Discord, this Aussie dollar. It did push down a little bit further, right? Didn't hit the D extension still. So we'll see if we get this reversal, push to the upside. Coming in, and the reason that I'm looking at that is, we're still in this range on the Aussie dollar, bouncing back and forth, but we did get that push on the DXY. So if the DXY pulls back into that range, we could see this lift, right? We could see this push to the upside. So this is a daily look, and this is the range that the Aussie dollar is still playing in. Coming down to the 4, this is where we sit on the 4, right? 8-6 retracement on the fibs running off of the bottom of the range. So if we do turn over and push back to the upside, right, you could be looking at price coming back to potentially 68,356. Again, right, the dollar is going to be a key driver in this. But if the dollar pushes back into that range, we could see at least back to the top here at 67,920 or 68 flat. All right. So this is what I'm looking at here from the push to the upside. Now, As we move down to the 1, okay, this is where our play is on the 1 hour, right? That was a longer term move on the 4 that we've been watching for quite some time. Here on the 1, right, and this is what I posted in the Discord last night, is the 80-20 scenario here, right? Again, didn't get to the D extension. Now a double bottom look, and we'll see if we get at least a push back to 38.2, 61.8, but even potentially that the top of the range there. All right, so this is what we're looking at here. Okay, so that's the Aussie dollar potential buy opportunity if you didn't take it originally on that first push down. Another opportunity, right? And if you're taking it here, your risk is even shorter. Placing that stop outside the D extension, right? Stop of only 25 pips, 30 pips, right? For the potential on the upside, TP1 of 80, TP2 at 105. All right. So we're going to watch that closely to see if we're able to get that full push and that break to the upside there. All right. Any questions on the Aussie dollar?
No.
All right, cool deal. One second, everybody. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning. What's going on, everybody? How you doing, Ryan?
Doing well, man. Doing well. How about yourself?
Oh, doing pretty good.
Awesome. Awesome. Hey, man, real quick, Joy. Joy had a question regarding bonds.
Okay.
I keep forgetting to check on them like once a week, but I was listening to a podcast earlier and they was talking up the bonds and talking about US was possibly increasing the interest rate on them.
Okay.
And so my thing is, what effect would that have if our bonds start increasing rates on our bonds and everybody else probably is more profitable than purchasing our bonds?
I mean, that's increase in your bonds. That's directly relating to your interest rates, right? So that's typically good for the dollar.
Okay.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Yep.
Fundamentally, did you see anything that caught your eye this morning or late last night, bro?
Nope. Not yet. I've had a super busy morning already, so
Yeah.
I gotta sit down and catch up on a lot of things. But yeah, nothing really.
Cool deal. That euro inflation came in just above where'd it go? CPI, 7%. Came in with expectation for both CPI and the core. So
yep. So I mean, I still expect them to continue along their path.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton of, a lot of change in their rhetoric or anything. So I expect that to still remain, bullish for the euro.
Yes, sir. Cool deal. All right. Appreciate it, bro.
Yep.
And then the other one I want to take a look at quickly, and then we can go through some of these dollar pairs. The Aussie NZD. We talked about this one yesterday, and we're looking at price to push down into this zone here that we got boxed out, right? Coming down to the 4-hour time frame, we mapped out this potential crown pattern, and price is pushed into that zone, right? Pull the crown pattern off for a second. Price is pushed into that zone off of the harmonic fib. We're looking at a 786 retracement. 786 retracement pushing down into that zone, right? So we'll see now if we can get turnover and push to the upside to complete that crown, or give us the right tip of that crown and move to the upside there, completing that crown. Coming down to the 1, this is what that looks like, right? On the 1 hour, I ran the smart fibs to the upside, 8-6 retracement on the smart fib, and now we're getting some consolidation in that zone. All right. So if we're able to get price to turn over here, push back to the upside, this will actually shrink. 8-6 retracement will come there. Just back to matching extension, looking at 121 pips to the upside. All right, so this is one to keep on your radar. And as it develops, this right tip, if it meets your rules, pull the trigger there. But that's the Aussie potential opportunity. C to D move, get into that D extension, and then potentially higher, completing the right tip of that crown. Okay. Questions on the Aussie NZD?
No, sir.
Sweet. Beautiful. Then what's the other? This is Euro NZD. Man, oh man, oh man. So, higher time frame perspective, we talked about this a few weeks ago, right? And I drew out this crown pattern. Came into this weekly resistance level, smart fibs to the downside, 8-6 retracement. We said if we get price to turn over, we could be headed down for a bit. So we'll see if that does happen, but that right tip is formed. So we'll see how far down we're able to push here. Coming down to the daily, we had the 80-20, beautiful move to the downside, broke back below this monthly resistance level, right? And we got a pullback. It didn't come back to a 618 retracement level, but did give us 50%. Retested that level that we broke through, and then turned right back over and is pressing back down to the downside. All right. So coming down to the 4, this is where we had our 80-20 play. Beautiful move down, got to TP2, then gave us that pullback. Right. So if we run our sub fibs to the downside, it took out the A there, right? Took out the A on that push to the upside to retest that monthly level. And now it's turning over and pressing back down. So we'll see at this daily support level, 71673, if we're able to break below that. If we do, obviously we head deeper. If that level holds, we could be in for another pullback. But price is turning over and making its way to the downside here, right? Moving to the downside. That original move out of the 80-20 was 850 pips, right? If it gets to that daily support, you're looking at 900. If it continues to move lower, potentially 1,000 pips to the downside, right? So that one is moving. It is moving. So as we come down, this is what this looked like on the lower time frame. We were looking at a couple things here. Originally, we're looking at this retracement here. It didn't occur. Then we got shallow retracement, pushed down into the 118, 127 zone, and we got that deep retracement on that second move, on that second fib, right? Got there. Actually, with the wick, took out the A, right? So that was a beautiful 80-20 to the upside. Now we're moving back down. All right. Now we're moving back down. So this Euro NZD is continuing to track and give us those waves. That move out of the 118 and 127 was another 300, right? And now this B2C move, another 242. So we'll see. We'll continue to monitor to see how far this one pushes to the downside, but it is moving to the downside nonetheless, right? And those yens are in that up retracement zone that we've been talking about for a bit. So that one is moving. So once we take out that A, which is getting close to doing now, we'll flip the fib one more time. And this is what that fib looks like. It gave us 382 retracement off the B boundary. And now we're pushing to the D extension, which is there. Right. So that's where we are on the Euro NZD. Is anybody still holding this to the downside? No?
Nope.
No. Okay. That's cool. That's beautiful, beautiful move, though. Beautiful move. Beautiful waves. All right. Now let's take a look. Let's go through some of these dollar pairs now. This pound dollar. Daily time frame, we know we got the 80-20 pushed into that weekly level, pressing down. Right? Pressing down. Coming to the 4, right? Zoom out all the way out. Here's our 80-20 scenario on the 4 as well, right? And pressing to the downside, starting to break some of these lower time frame support levels. Right? Starting to break some levels here. Now we know that the dollar, like we said, if it does pull back into that range, we could see this push back to the upside for a bit. All right, so that's going to be key for us to watch, is that DXY and that potential retracement on the 4-hour on the 80-20. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind, but what it would do is just give us a retracement and a high price to then potentially get back short. All right, so that's what we're looking for. So coming down to the 1, there's our 80-20 scenario. Price did push down on that breakout of that range. Right now we're pulling back. So this is that support level here that price just broke through. Now, if we're able to push back above and continue that push up, then we'll look for price to continue to rise. All right. And this is that DXY pushing back into that zone, right, to give us that push back up. So we'll watch that level there. That'll be key. But TP1 is here. And TP2 is here. Okay, so how we can play this. Let's see, what does the cloud look like on this? We can watch to see if we get a cloud break on this. Yeah. If price catches up to the cloud, right? If we get some range action bouncing back and forth, if we get a break of that cloud, that can give us some indication, right? A conservative indication of a pushback to the upside. You can use the cloud there like that, or you can run your trend lines to the downside, coming off the high. Right? More aggressive entry there if you get a break of the trend line. Okay. So we'll watch that one to see how it progresses, to see how the DXY moves as well, to see if we get an entry opportunity on that pound dollar. All right. Potential retracement, looking for a high price to then get back short. All right. Questions on the pound dollar? It looks just like gold. Okay. Looking for some retracement actions there too, huh? I dig it.
Hey Ryan.
Yes, sir.
A lot of folks online got caught on that gold. They got caught on that gold move. They got caught buying at the top.
Buying at the top. See?
Right. But we know, right? It hit an extension. They got burned. They expected it to keep moving higher right away, and it's corrected, right? Back below 2000. So, yep.
Everything's gonna go up forever.
Yep. I was checking that out yesterday. So,
I didn't. I stuck to my trade plan.
Yeah, awesome job.
It looked good.
For sure.
Here we go. Let's look at it real quick. That crown on the US 30 is playing out. Boom. That thing is moving.
Yeah,
gold.
it is.
Gold. Let's see. Let's come back. Boom. And have weekly and monthly resistance there too. Man,
Yep.
oh man. And you got your break of the trend line here too. Gotta be more careful. So definitely push it to the downside. It does look similar to I dig it. Coming down to the 4 on gold. Let's see. Let's see. There we go. Is that how you have your fib bending, or you have it running further back? I don't know what it does. Nope. Maybe. That's a long move there. Yeah, I think that's it on the 4. Because that deep pull back there. Yep. So that's the 4-hour fib, right? 618 retracement pushed into that level. Now we're coming back down, right? Daily support at 1968.35. So we'll see what happens there. But breaking that trend line, pressing down. Coming down to the 1. We'll run those fibs again off the low. Boom. Whoops. Come on. There we go. Choppy. Those are the ones. Push down. Boom. Turnover. So now we're running to the downside here. Broke trend line, pushing to the D extension. We'll see what happens, right? Didn't quite get there. We'll see if we turn over and get a push back to the upside. We shall see. Take these out. That's where we are on gold. See if we get a retracement on that. Didn't hit the sell order. I dig it. Let's see if we get a pullback. Maybe just retest the backside of that trend line, get to that 382. All right. Let's see if we get another drop off. That's gold. Euro dollar. Been pressing to the downside, right? Off of this high. Got a daily support level 108.327. Let's see if we're able to break through that and stay below, or if we pull back. I like it, Donnet. I like it. Right, we're hovering at it right now. Daily support level there. We'll see if we get a pullback and then continuation short. Yeah, based on DXY movement there. Coming down to the 4. All right, that's our fib on the 4. Didn't quite get to the D extension at 111.312. Turned over and pressed down. Okay, so let's see what happens here. All right, see if we get a pullback that occurs there. Down on a 1, right? We did get to the D extension on the 1. Right, we did get to the D extension on the 1. Now we're hovering there. See if we get a reset. Here. All right, once that low forms, it hasn't formed yet. That'll be the new fib. See if we get a pull back into the sweet spot here. All right, this is It's a beautiful break and retest. Yeah, boom. Break, retest, continuation. Beautiful move there. So let's see if we get another pullback here, 618 range, and give us an opportunity to get back short. But that's moving down, right? It's moving down. So we'll see what the retracement of the pullback on that DXY is, and match that with these with the correlation here. I'm looking for a pullback and a continuation on these dollar crosses. All right. So let's see if we get a retracement. And we'll look for a high price there. Questions on euro dollar. No?
No, sir.
Cool deal. Then the Aussie dollar. We looked at the Aussie dollar already. My bad. So we're good there. Let's hop back over, look at the dollar yen. We'll start with the dollar Swissy since it's here. Daily. Whoops. There we go. All right. So pulling back. We're at this daily level, 90.033. So we'll see if we're able to break above that and continue pushing to the upside. Okay, so that's on the daily time frame, coming down through to the 4. That's the 80-20 on the 4. All right. Got to break above this daily resistance level, right? But it's slowly trying to make its way to the upside here. Okay. Slowly trying to make its way to the upside. So that's what we're going to be watching here. Maybe we get this pullback and then continuation. Boom. For a break and retest opportunity. Okay, so let's watch that. That's a key level for us there, right? That's a key level for us. This is the top of the range. We'll see what transpires there. Coming down to the 1. Got a similar look on the 1. Once I get us back there. Boom. All right. So 80-20 on the dollar Swiss. Looking to break above that level at 90 cents. All right. So once we get that, then we can look for that move if we're not in it already. I've been waiting to see a break above that level. Questions on the dollar Swiss. Ooh. We do have some confirmation there on the cloud. Bullish ahead, lagging span above price. Yep. Cool deal. So that's the dollar Swiss, dollar yen. That was a beautiful turnover push. So we're headed long here. All right. We're headed long. That was our previous move. Take that out. We'll move the cloud. All right. So that was the 80-20 play to the downside. 786 retracement. Push to the upside. D extension achieved. This is now our active fib. Price moving up. We got a 382 push here. Stalling out a bit there. Right. So we'll see if we get a pullback and a continuation here. All right, but this could just continue to rise against the yen. All right, so Benny's been talking about, right, fading the yen strength, and there you have it. Right, there you have it. D extension achieved. These are sub fibs running up. So we should get, once we get a swing high to form, a fresh AB boundary on the larger fib as well. It'll be like this. Once that candle closes, that'll be a larger fib AB boundary. One second. There we go. All right. So that's what we're looking at there. So fresh AB boundary. At 8 o'clock, right? If that stays below that high. And we'll look for a potential retracement, right? Which is in line with, again, the dollar pairs, right? So we'll see if we get either push up to that daily level first and then a retracement, or just a retracement off that B boundary, like so. All right. So that's where we are on the dollar yen. Be patient there and wait for that one to develop. Questions here? Nope. All right. And the dollar CAD. Man, it's beautiful how this plays out. So we'll walk through this. Let's take this out. Take these out for a second. There we go. Daily. Fifth touch down at this level, right? 50% range. Pushing back to the upside in favor of the dollar, right? Strong bullish action as you zoom in, right? Strong move, retracement. Let's see if we get this continuation, right? See if we get this continuation. So coming down, looking at this more closely on the 4, right? Just been range bound overall, right? Range bound overall. We zoom into these lower, smaller waves here, and you see that push. Okay, you see that push. So we see this a lot better when we get down to the 1. We can run our fibs off the high. Like so. So now it's a matter of what happens here, right? We had an 80-20 play to the upside, 240 pips. Then on the sub fib, we also had an 80-20 here, 118, 127 zone. Beautiful pull back into the sweet spot. And now we're pushing back long. So are we able to turn over and continue making these waves to the upside to at least get back to this daily level at 136,688? All right. So that's what we're looking to see. I'm not in this one right now. I'm looking for additional moves to the upside, though, in favor of the dollar. Right. Yeah, we'll see if it continues to the downside, though. If we continue to get the dollar strength, we could see this one continue pushing long. Right. So it's in between right now. It's mixed. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But we could see this continue to push long. Get back to the top of that range. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Questions on the dollar CAD? Benny, what are your thoughts on this one, man?
Like you said, it's mixed. I had a target that was hit a while ago on that, so I've been out of it.
On that push to the upside.
Yeah, on that push to the upside. But you know, if you see continued dollar strength, like Joy said, those bond yields, right, keep creeping up, that makes it more attractive, right? That makes that dollar more attractive because people want to invest in bonds. If it goes that route, if that's the direction it's going to be headed. When it increase in those yields. So I mean, we're definitely seeing some dollar strength right now. I had a 1 hour. I have to look at it, but I had a UJ take profit. I was planning off of a 1 hour target earlier, so the dollar's definitely pushing long.
Yep.
So we'll continue to see. But it the thing that's got me concerned is that yes, the you look at oil with the CAD, you look at the fact that they paused rates with the CAD, okay, where you've got the United States still hiking rates. But you just saw that inflation creep up in Canada.
Yeah.
Yesterday. So that you kind of wait on word to see what their thoughts are from the Bank of Canada on that. But this pair can range. We know that. So very, 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 very close ties.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to see what happens. But I definitely have played the move to the upside because my setup took profit. So, and I haven't really messed with it since. So.
Yep, I'm in agreement with you. I haven't messed with it either. Excuse me, just been watching it move, seeing what transpires. So we shall see.
Yep.
All right, cool deal. We'll take a look at this Aussie CAD also. Still kind of stuck in this range. So came into the bottom of the range and we're hovering here right now, right? Daily support level here. So we'll see if we get another push back to the top of the range, right? This range, 150 pips from where price was. Yeah, 150, 170 pips on the range. Coming down to the 4, just see that more closely. Ultimately, we are looking for this to move to the downside, right? 50% retracement. So looking for price to continue moving down, but we could see a pullback first. As we move down through, let's see. Oops. Yeah, we already got a 382. So we may just come back. This will be maybe on the 15. May come back and just retest this support level here and then continue the move down. We'll see. Not a ton happening there, but we could be in for that smaller wave. Yeah, we could be in for that smaller wave to the upside here. So we'll watch that and see. That's the Aussie CAD.
Hey, Ryan, before you move on, you'll put your cloud on for a second.
Yeah.
Would you wait till it get into the cloud and take it down if that was part of your trade plan?
Yeah, you could look at a retest of the cloud there. You could look at that. Absolutely. Can also, because that'll fall kind of in line with these trend lines coming down too. Right. Yep. So you definitely could do that if that was part of your rule, right? Because you can look at it like this. You got a level of support, right? And you got the cloud. So it'd be a break and retest idea, right? And you're retesting the cloud as well. So that gives you kind of an additional level of resistance here. That cloud can serve as resistance, and you see it's in line with that B boundary, right? So you can look at it as a resistance level like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Boom. Any other questions here? No? All right. And Benny, you got your eyes on anything, bro?
My bad, I was on mute.
No, you good?
No, I'm still sitting in a GJ long. I am long in that dollar Swiss on 91 pips. I'm in the New Zealand yen, right? Because we talked about those yen crosses. I'm still long on that. CAD yen is still long. That's up 113 pips right now. The Aussie Swiss, I'm still that's got a little bounce moving to the upside now, but I'm still short on that Aussie Swiss. Euro Swissy still short on the Euro Swissy, and that's just about it.
This is that
Yeah,
CAD move here. Still tracking to the upside in a beautiful way. Got a little ways to go. But we finally broke that level, came back, retested it, and now we're pushing long. All right. C to D push playing out. You said the Aussie Swiss is short. Coming off the C move there, right? So on the daily, we tested this daily level here. Push up, test that daily level, 65.77. Coming down to the 4, right? You had a nice 618 retracement here. Boom. We're waiting on that. Didn't quite get the full push up to that daily level, but started breaking down. Boom. So now we're looking at price continuing to the downside, right? Getting back to this daily support level, 58,339. Right. So this is a C to D move, making its way to the downside. Okay. Down on the 1, right? That was the original 80-20. Beautiful. Bang. Right. So now we're moving to the downside. Questions on the Aussie Swiss? All right, cool deal. We got a few minutes left. Are there any pairs that you guys have your eyes on you want me to take a look at? Aussie yen, Euro yen. You got it. Aussie yen. We'll come straight here to the 4. All right, we're pushing long. 618 retracement, and we're making our way to the upside. All right. A lot of the Aussies are short, but this one against the yen, definitely looking long. Right? A little range bound a bit. Got your little flag pattern happening here, right? But overall, we're bullish. Okay, we're bullish there. Coming down to the 1, we didn't quite get. This looks sloppy, but you just got your fibs running in both directions, right? As you're bouncing back and forth, taking out the A's in different directions. So we zoom in, and you have this scenario here where you got a 382 here, right? Didn't push down into the zone, 618, but you got a retracement nonetheless out of the 80-20. Boom, right? TP1 hit. Now it's pushing long, right? So we got a down trend line coming here. Let's adjust this. Be like that. That's what we're looking at there, right? So we're breaking that trend line, pushing to the upside. Pushing to the upside. So I'm looking for this one to continue long, right? D extension is here at 91,866. So long overall on the Aussie yen. What you said on this one, Joy?
I went ahead and took a buy at that swing low.
Okay.
And then I noticed that I was debating whether or not to keep going because, TP1 was already hit. But I was looking to see if it was going to hit that D extension.
Definitely.
But more so whether if I should play in on the 1 or the 4. So that's what my debate was on.
I got you. Right. Pull back, retest that cloud. Right, Brandy, your question. Retest the cloud, served as a level of support, push. Yeah, it definitely it could get to this 93,460, right? Got some work to do, but we could see that happen. We could see that happen. Yep. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. As that extra level of confirmation, but it's not a super aggressive one, right? So how Benny talks about it, once you see that break, right? When that cloud is broken and then that lagging span finally breaks through, right? You see price move. You see price move. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. All right, cool deal. So Euro yen. Where are we at? There we go. Euro yen. Overall, long 618 retracement, pushed along. We came into these highs, pulled back, retested the levels that we broke through. Right now, we're pushing back to the upside. Coming to the 4. So what you had here on the 4. Ran those sub fibs just to see what was happening, but pull them out. 50% retracement in line with daily support. Push. Right. So we'll see what transpires. Got a little bit of consolidation happening now, but overall long, right? Overall long against the yen, and you had that inflation data come in high. All right. So I'm looking long on this euro yen. Coming down to the 1. This was the original move. 8-6 retracement. Boom. Right. These are your smaller waves. You got an 80-20 scenario. Maybe we get a pullback, but ultimately look for price continue to the upside. Right. So in your smaller waves, you haven't gotten to that 382 level yet. So we'll see if a pullback comes here, but you could continue just sliding to the upside here and staying above. Just tracking along that trend line there. So watch that one to see. Smaller wave, right? Smaller wave opportunity on that 80-20. But ultimately, like I said, if that does happen, we'll just look for a low price to then get long. What'd you see in here, Beneath?
Same thing.
Same thing? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So that is the euro yen. Looking long. We may get a low price to give us another buying opportunity. All right. Boom. Questions on the euro yen? No. All right. So we got a couple opportunities in play, right? Aussie dollar potential, Aussie NZD potential, right? Potentially that pound dollar. Okay, so we'll see what transpires. See if that DXY gives us a retracement. But ultimately, we got some dollar strength coming in, so look for that to continue. All right, Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir. Great session as always. Look forward to seeing everybody tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, man. All right, everybody. Have an awesome Wednesday. We'll see you tonight, 9 p.m. Peace.
Peace.
Thank you.
You're welcome.